Every sale moves forward, just not always in your favor. Sales are lost the second you lose control of yourself in the moment. And the worst part is, most people don't even realize it's happening. I'm Josh, the sales guy, and this is Improve or Die Trying. Today, we're breaking down why most salespeople lose control of themselves in the moment and walk away with nothing but a handshake. There's a concept that's been around for 2,000 years from a great Roman general. It's not a sales system or a closing technique, but it was strong enough to spark a philosophy that's taught today. It all comes down to one core idea that you can't control what happens, but you can always control how you respond. Most salespeople hear that and they think they understand it. They don't. Because in the moment, they're not controlling themselves. They're trying to control the sale. And that's where control is lost. And you don't get it back. And it usually sounds like this: we need to think about it. I was in a home yesterday. Rapport was strong. The sale was moving. Everything was lining up. And then it happened. He froze. Said he needed to talk to somebody before moving forward. Now, this is where most salespeople lose it. They push, they explain more, or they pack up and leave. I packed up, but I didn't leave the moment. I left them with this top option right in front of him. And we kept talking, not about the product, but about why he was hesitating. And that's when it came out. He wasn't unsure. He just needed to handle something first. Once that was clear, the decision was easy, and the sale moved forward. The difference wasn't the product, and it wasn't the pricing. It was control. Most salespeople think they lose control because they let the moment go. That's not what's happening. They lose control because they try to take control of the wrong thing. In that moment, they stop managing themselves and they start managing the outcome. And the second that shift happens, control's already gone. Because now everything they do is tied to getting the result instead of staying grounded in the moment. I didn't try to control the outcome. I controlled myself and I let the moment do its job. We've all been taught you need to be in control. That's not the problem. The problem is what you're trying to control. Some people try to control the client. They push, they dominate, they force the outcome, or at least try. And yeah, sometimes that works, but it comes with regret, normally in the form of cancellations, and buyers that have never fully bought in. Other people try to stay in control of themselves. They stay calm, they stay patient, and that too works sometimes, but only when the buyer already has clarity. What actually works is controlling the situation, knowing what the moment needs from you. That's situational awareness, the ability to read what's really happening and adjusting without losing control of yourself. Because in sales, this is the high pressure moment. And without that awareness, you're either forcing it or abandoning it. But with it, you stay in control and you give the buyer the clarity that they need to move forward. Now the question becomes, how do you know what that moment needs? The honest answer? Experience. But most people take years to get it because they don't pay attention while it's happening. So if you want to speed that up, you have to train for it. Role play when you're not selling. Put yourself in that moment and work through it without pressure. And after every sale, especially the ones that you lose, write it down. What changed? What did you feel? What did they need? What you didn't see, and maybe what you did. Because when you start paying attention like that, you compress time and you start to see patterns faster. You start to recognize the moment while you're still in it. And that's when control becomes real, not because you forced it, but because you understood what was happening. Most salespeople are trying to control the buyer. That's why they lose control. The job is to stay in control of yourself long enough to understand what the moment needs. This idea isn't new. It's what Marcus Aurelius wrote about nearly 2,000 years ago. Not for sales, but for pressure, for uncertainty, for moments where everything feels like it's slipping. And that's exactly what this is. So here's the challenge for this video. On your next appointment, don't just try to close the sale. Pay attention. Stay in control of yourself long enough to see what's actually happening. And when it's over, sold or not, ask yourself what changed, when the decision was made, how it was made, and then write it down. Because if you don't capture it while it's fresh, you'll lose it, and you'll lose the chance to learn from it. Do that a few times, and you'll start to see while you're still in it. And if you do, something starts to change. You. The difference isn't the product. It isn't the price. It's not even the buyer. It's you in that moment. Because when things get uncertain, when it slows down, when it feels like it might all fall apart, that's when most people lose control. And they never even realize that's the moment that cost them the sale. But if you stay in it, if you can stay aware, if you can stay in control of yourself when everything in you wants to move, that's when everything changes. Not because you forced it, but because you finally understood it. If this hits you, drop a comment. Tell me where you've lost control without realizing it. Be honest, not for me, but for you. Because the moment you can see it, you can fix it. And subscribe if you're serious about getting better. Because everything here is about one thing: becoming the person this job actually demands. I'm Josh, the sales guy, and this channel is about sales, influence, and becoming better at the craft. In this profession, there are only two options: improve or die trying.